Welcome back, guys. Unknown003 here, coming at you with another Killer Instinct character tutorial. This is actually going to be the second to last one already, which is kind of wild. But yeah, sure enough, we are now at Shin Hisako, who was probably the most controversial one in the roster, just because of the fact that we have like another Hisako clone, or you know, like our first Hisako clone, despite her already being introduced in this. But she does have like some different stuff as compared to the, you know, original Hisako. Like, first things first, she doesn't have the Naginata anymore. In fact, she has her father's katana now, which does change up the gameplay a little bit. But yeah, you'll see as we go some of the differences that she does have, and also some of the similarities. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with like the normals. The normals are almost the same. Yeah, so you got the medium here, which is a decent poking attack. The forward punch, forward medium punch right here is also a really good normal, just in terms of range, as well as the heavy punch as well. And this one, contrary to popular belief, this is actually not a low, which I'm kind of surprised, because you would think it'd be a low just because of her stabbing your feet, right? But no, it's not the case actually. So it does leave a stagger, so you can follow up, of course, and then just so and so. Her air moves are very important to know. In fact, I recommend using the jumping heavy punch, also medium kick as well, just because you're gonna have to use those, especially when you focus on her dashes. So first off, she has definitely the best backdash in the game. It might not look like a lot immediately, but it is super quick. You could keep tapping it, and you could immediately get yourself away from a zoning opponent or just anyone trying to be super rush down. Just immediately cover the ground or retreat. And considering she does have some zoning options, it is important to know as well. But as for her forward dash, it is actually far different than any other character in the game. So first off, it does this here. You get like a slight leap forward in the air. So the horizontal game is thrown out the window for this. But this is really good when you are near the opponent's face and you want to do like a quick cross up. You can immediately follow it up with an attack, which is where the like the really good air attacks kind of just generate. So you got that for you. But again, like, it really just changes depending on the spirit orb here, which I'll definitely talk about afterwards. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into her special moves. First off is going to be down forward punch. So this one might look very familiar because of the fact that it also shares similarities with Hisako's Rekka. But this one, unfortunately, you are unable to do mix-ups with it. However, the difference with her is that you could actually cancel into different special moves. So you got like the down back kick here. You could do that. The down back punch here, where you just switch sides, which again I'll talk about more of. But again, it really just comes from the special move changes. One that could do an overhead, one that could do a side switch, so they'll have to immediately block the other way. And yeah, that's really where the difference kind of comes in. Otherwise, you're just going to get this, like, a bunch of medium attacks, or what would be considered medium attacks. There's the shadow version, wall splat, and there you go. So you got the usual right there. But yeah, since I showed it just briefly, if you do throw, whether it's a forward or back throw, you will automatically be summoned one of these spirit orbs, and they actually do change up what you can do with them. But again, we'll talk more about them in a second. Anyway. Yeah, I just try to get rid of it. Anyways, so that's the gist of it for down forward. Pretty much standard, very Hisako similar. So now we got down back punch. This one's going to be the side switch attack. So it doesn't really do anything special in terms of like a starter because it's not a starter. But it does launch the opponent up in the air if they aren't ready for it. And you could follow it up with some things that you could do here. For example, and then you can just go to town with it. Like you could do follow-ups, you could do kind of like this. Pretty much standard stuff, not really anything special. But again, it is just one of the things that you can do, especially when you are doing the Rekka. And it could has a very high possibility of throwing off the opponent as well. So yeah, that's the gist of it for that. And yeah, like you can actually use it as a linker. As you can see, it looks very similar to Hisako's. Shadow version is way quicker. So yeah, it's a roughly the same thing. And then if you do use it as an ender, you get an exchange and also a launcher ender. So one, you'll be able to switch sides with the opponent after the ender is done. And you could also follow it up with like some extra air attacks or, you know, just cash out more of the damage as you can. So yeah, that's the gist of it for down back punch. And her next one is going to be her down back kick. This one is definitely an overhead. And really, you can avoid like low fireball attacks and stuff with this. If you do the shadow version, you can actually go through projectiles. So let's go ahead and show that real quick. Just like that. And you can't combo off of it. So yeah, that's the gist of it for that. But here, hold on. It does also have a linker that you can use. Otherwise, if you do finish it off with an ender, it is going to be a hard knockdown. So you're not going to be dealing out the most damage, but it is pretty damaging nonetheless. And you want to just reset the match and just launch them into the ground. And then just continue your potential like follow-ups like this, for example, which is also really beneficial to use. And her last special move, or at least traditional special move, is going to be her Shoryu, or you know, kind of like the anti-air. So you got this here. The light version is very simple. You cannot follow it up, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just kind of like a way to kind of surprise your opponent. But as for the medium version, it does allow you to do it like up to 5 times, I believe. It's really just based on timing here. And as for the heavy version, this is for if you want like instant damage. You will be invincible on startup if you do the shadow version in particular. Yeah, so just like that. And yeah, like it's like 0 frames. So if they are not blocking, or if they're trying to attack you or do like a cross up or something like that, and you pull this out, you will be getting priority. So that is also one thing that's very important to know, especially due to the fact that if you do air combos in particular, and you want to just cash out the damage, this is your opportunity to do that, especially with the shadow version. There you go. Doesn't do a lot, but again, it's just really just based on your combo potential, how well you know the character, and you know, just going to town with this move in particular, and just overall mixing up with her different types of special moves. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Spirit Orb. So if you tap all 3 punches, you will get this summoned out. It has properties of several different things that you can do. So first off, if you slash it at all with your sword, it will turn into a projectile. You could also do it in the air. And again, really just based on what you do, it does like have a slight trajectory or downward trajectory of the projectile. So yeah, not really anything too special. If anything, it's more for like potential zoning, you know, like especially while you're constantly backdashing, you're trying to keep the opponent away from you. This is definitely the way to do it. But yeah, more than just that, it also has the potential of changing up the special moves a bit. So first off, yeah, if you do the Rekka move, it does pretty much the same thing, roughly. If you do the air one, which is down back kick, it launches you a lot further, as you can see here. So you can tap forward all three punches to have it constantly move forward, as you can see. Look at that. Yeah, it's like crazy range, right? So we'll just go ahead and test this out as that constantly creeps towards. And bam. You go to where the spirit ball is essentially located. It's crazy good range, right? And if you do the shadow version, pretty much the same thing, and you're also given the additional like projectile. So also very important to know. But yeah, in terms of the down back punch, it launches you up in the air instead of a regular horizontal attack. So yeah, that's also something very important for like mix-ups. And if you do the dash just in general, it will take you to where this is located. So you have the potential of placing it right there and doing a fake cross-up, and you catch them off guard with it. So that is where a lot of the benefits of the spirit ball kind of come into play, because you can throw off your opponent with fake cross-ups, constantly mix them up with lows, overheads, and also side switches, and keep going to town. So yeah, that is the basic gist of all of her special moves. It is a little bit to kind of like, it's a lot of information in a kind of take, but again, with just like a little bit of time in the training room, I'm sure that you'll be able to figure her out. I would argue that she is slightly easier to use than Hisako herself, but again, she's like definitely more quicker. As you can see, her just regular walk speed is definitely a lot quicker than Hisako's in general. So yeah, last thing is going to be her instinct. What this is basically, if you want guaranteed damage, this is the way to go. Just does like a mini cutscene, launches them into the ground, and you're guaranteed like 15-16% damage. So it's pretty good. And if they are constantly getting back, you can tap the heavy buttons again to take them right where you are. So you could do this, for example, and bam, you'll get the cinematic once again. Or if they are too far away, again, heavy punches, bam, take them right to where they are. So also very important to know. But yeah, that is the basic gist of what Shin Hisako can do. Like, very fun stuff that she can do. Got this here, bam. Like, again, just go to town. And yeah, that's the basis of Shin Hisako, guys. Again, as per usual, I hope that this was relatively easy to understand. And yeah, like, feel free to go to town with her if you are interested. But anyways, tune in next week where we're going to be diving into our final character in the roster. And that's going to be Eagle. And yeah, until then, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Fight on, everyone.
Bye. Supreme victory!